We're back and putting Chris and Kyle from Sam to work. Now the externals will come off first, starting with the balancer. It turns 3 belts. The rear 4 rib turns the AC compressor, the center 6 rib turns the power steering, alternator, and water pump, and the front 8 rib turns the supercharger. The oil pan is a 6-quart unit that is cast with bosses for a liquid-to-air oil cooler. Total capacity for the engine is 8 quarts. The timing cover is next. It houses the camshaft sensor. Kyle, what were some of the key selling points that made you attend the School of Automotive Machinists?
Actually, it was by asking racers who they respected most in the industry. And after hearing what they had to say, I decided to look and see what programs they offered and decided it was a really good fit for me. Things I learned from block to the proper parts to use, the proper camshaft and selection, all the way to the heads and the right valve springs. I mean, there's a lot to it, and they teach you everything you need to know.
Behind that cover is the crank-driven oil pump. It's more powerful than naturally aspirated LS3 and L99 engines. And a unique spring-style tensioner keeps the chain taut. Using a flat screwdriver, apply tension and lock it in place with a pin for removal. A single-row timing set makes the link from the crank to the camshaft. Now the cam retaining plate is removed, and the cam is spun a couple rotations. That pushes the lifters into the lifter retainers. This allows cam swaps with the heads still installed. By removing the fastener, the tray and 4 lifters can be removed times 4. The camshaft is next to come out. It's a hydraulic roller with very mild specs. Remember, it has to meet emissions.
With the engine rolled over, Chris will remove the windage tray, which keeps oil from interrupting the flow into the oil pump. Another unique feature to this engine are piston squirters. Their job is to keep the bottom of the piston cool, since extra heat is generated from additional cylinder pressure from the supercharger. The rods are powdered metal and use a cracked cap. That means the rod is made as one piece, and the big end is literally broken in a controlled manner, making the 2 pieces unique to each other. No mixing up caps here. The main caps are typical of an LS engine. They use 2 side bolts and have a 4-bolt main. This crankshaft is unique to the LSA. It's a drop-forged steel piece that will handle in excess of 1,000 horsepower.
The LSA crank uses an 8-bolt flange for additional clamping strength and also has a 58-tooth reluctor wheel, compared to a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter that uses a 6-bolt crank. The 8-bolt crankshaft isn't applicable to us since we're running a Trick aftermarket flex plate and 6-speed automatic transmission.
With the disassembly part crossing the finish line, it's time to start our build. Now, this block will need a slight amount of clearancing to drop in our stroker assembly. Because we're increasing the cubes from 376 to 427, our crank is going from a stroke of 3622 to 4125, and that means we need to make a little bit more room for the rod bolt to clear the bottom of the cylinder. We'll drop the new Lunati crank in on the old bearings, then we'll mock up a rod and piston assembly and install it in its bore without rings.